too hard to believe. Still or a nightmare, when life should feel right to me, but there's still this emptiness inside I keep. Get deep in me, I feel so incomplete. Tell me why I thought I'd be proud, but I can't get enough. My life has changed back to what it was. Where's my savior now? 'Cause I know all the steps I take, they are all because of me. Every mess I face was the way it should have been. All the pain I take will be worth the suffering. My faith will remain in every moment. Keep self-esteem. I keep on pushing, keep on pushing. I keep on pushing, can't stop to push me out. Can you tell me why I'm not satisfied? All I'm asking is, oh, God, save me now. All the steps I take, they are all because of me. Every mess I face was the way it should have been. All the pain I take will be worth the suffering. My faith still remains in every moment. Keep self-esteem. In the end, you reach all your dreams. I must go on without you by my side, but you're always on my mind, my life, my life. It's too late to be there. When life is lost, it brings you to your knees. And I need a moment to gather my thoughts about our loss, how indescribable it seems to be. As I'm walking down these roads in the darkest days I've known, but did you even know? I must go on without you by my side, but you're always on my mind, my life, my life. She's wearing that halo, I never hear my baby cry, but she's always on my mind, my life, my life. I'm hopeless and haunted. My life is passing by with my belief, and I'm sorry for the mess I made. When I live in the moment, go with the motion isn't the way it's supposed to be. As I'm walking down these roads of the darkest days I've known, but did you even know? I must go on without you by my side, but you're always on my mind, my life, my life. I remember the day that I looked into my father's eyes. Yeah, he told me, son, don't cry. My life, my life. And I want to know, how can I go on with all we lost? When the photographs we took were not enough. I'm telling you, baby, I'll be right here by your side, saying everything's alright. My life, my life.
until it's destroyed.
This ain't the end of me. All the things that I could be. This is the end of you. After all we've been through. I'd rather wake up next to a stranger than wake up next to you. 'Cause you're covered in stains. Do you know who you are? I'm so glad I'm not you. This ain't the end of me. All the things that I could be. This is the end of you. After all that we've been through. This ain't the end of me. All the things that I could be. This is the end of you. After all that we've been through.
Hey guys, I think gun media is having problems with their page because it says the video is unavailable, error of 5,000, and everybody on their Twitch is saying like, "Where's it at? Error, error." Try refreshing. So I don't know if it's going to work or not, to be quite honest. So I'll give it just a minute. If it don't work, then I guess I can end it. I don't know. But yeah, the first attempt of doing this and it's not working. And I don't know what the regulations are about streaming somebody else's stream. I am not monetizing it and I'm giving them credit for it. So I don't know. But it is what it is. We'll give it just a minute and see what happens. And if it doesn't work, then I guess I'll end it. But thanks for stopping by. If it don't work, guys, I appreciate it. Yes, it is on Twitch and not YouTube. But like I said, it says the video is unavailable. So I don't know. It says they're live, but as you can see up in the right top hand corner, it says they're live, but it's not working for them. So I don't know. It's just like Friday the 13th. It's, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. What's up, Tank? What's up, dude? But yeah, if it doesn't start like by 5 after, I'll just go ahead and end it. Yours has a countdown on it. Well, everybody it's in their stream or in their chat saying like it's unavailable. It's unavailable. So I don't know what the deal is with it. See right there, this video is unavailable. Go to Mixter. Go to Mixter. I don't have Mixter. So hang on a second. Let me go to Mixter and see if it's up over there at Mixter. Media. Uh, Sorry about that, guys. It never happened to me before.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time finding our Mixer. Well, let's see if it's over at Twitch. Nope, not working. All right, here's here. Yeah, see now it says over at Mixer it says starting in 47 seconds. So here we go. Yeah, see now it says it's offline. I don't think it's working anywhere for some reason.
Exposure, Marcus, Mahomes, Thielen, Juju, and Bougie.
What's going on, Shawnee? Yeah, what's up, Truth? Yeah, I don't know. It's still not working at Twitter or Twitter, but at Twitch. It says it's starting in like 4 minutes or something. I should just stay at their mixer and see if it works. I think they've not done this in a while, and it's not working for them actually. Let me try their mixer again. See, their mixer's got a countdown, and Twitch has got a countdown. So we'll try the Twitch one and see what it says. Is the Twitter one working? The Twitter's on a countdown. Okay, I'll put it up on the Twitter and see if it works. All right, let's see if it works. Let me turn my mic off because I don't want to interfere with whatever they're saying. Yeah, Twitch is working for me. It's on a countdown. So yeah, hopefully they got some good news about the patch and stuff. So no school tomorrow. You still got snow, Lewis? All right, well, we'll see if it works in like 3 minutes. All right, guys, I'm gonna turn my mic off. I'm gonna sit back and see what Wes and the guys got to say at gun. Yeah, my input doesn't count, Gord. And I don't know about all this technical stuff, what they're talking about. I just want to see the patches, and I heard they're rebuffing Jason too. That's what I heard anyway. I don't know. So we'll see what happens with it. I guess I can leave my mic on if somebody asks me something, that way I ain't gotta type it. Probably get copyrighted for this music that they're doing the stream countdown for. Want you to translate? All right, buddy, if you want to. I'm not a content creator. I just play the game and live stream it. I don't know if it's actually a creator or not. I love the game. And like I say, Friday has built my channel as far as the following and the subs and the friends and stuff I have. But I don't know. I'll leave it on, I guess, if you want me to. I hadn't planned on it. But, you know. Well, here we go. Let's see what they got to say.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
We got it working.
Sorry for the delay in the stream, but it wouldn't be a first stream without a little bit of technical difficulty. My name is Matt Shotch. I'm your lead community developer here at Gun, and I'm going to let my buddies introduce themselves, starting
Look at
with the
that
man
guy.
with the mustache.
My name is Wes Keltner, president of Gun, co-designed on Friday the 13th, the game. And yeah, I don't really do a whole much around here. These are the guys that do most of the work, so I just basically sat in my office, comb my mustache, you know, yell at Ben, that kind of stuff is pretty much what I do. But
Shift.
Dan, please introduce yourself.
I mean, he says the man with the mustache, but I
You
I
have
think
facial
I
hair.
have facial
It's true.
hair, man.
It's true.
He doesn't care about me. Hey, I'm Daniel. I'm
Yeah.
director
Hang on a minute.
of communications here at Gun. And really, Matt's the one that does all the work. He's been
That's loud as
Everyone
it
just
goes.
passing the buck. It's like
he's been doing a lot of work.
Don't
this
blame
week.
me is what I'm
last-
hearing.
Like the last 2 weeks, Matt's been killing it getting this
this whole thing
put together for everybody. Wes as well. Me, I did emails.
Yeah. It's been a fun week of getting things prepared.
Yeah, buddy.
First, I'd like to send a little love to our friend Shaddy over at One Pixel Brush, who created this amazing artwork behind us. He spent, it's crazy because he threw this together in like 3, maybe 4 days tops.
That is cool looking artwork.
And a lot of the inspiration from this came from it's like 70s horror comics. I loved reading them when I was younger, and of course, it was more like 80s whenever I was reading some of those comics. But the stuff in the 70s had sort of a
Wes,
artistic
can you
style
shout
to
me
it
out?
that I wanted
I
to
love
try to
Friday
bring
13th.
to what we were doing. I thought it made a really rad backdrop, and so big shout out to One Pixel Brush and Shaddy, who runs One Pixel Brush. He did all the concept art for Friday the 13th as well. So we used One Pixel Brush a lot for art needs, and he really helped us out in a pinch here to get this thing done, so that we could get it up on the wall, so we can have a cool backdrop. So I hope you guys there in chat can see it, and I think what we're going to try to do is maybe in the future put this backdrop out maybe as some like wallpaper.
I don't
or
have
something,
no
maybe
hair,
maybe
Cubby. I
to-
look like Wes
to
Keltner.
provide
That's all.
later to the fans and whatnot. But yeah, this is going to be our show is called Beyond, and we're going to be covering patch notes.
I
and
know,
updates
Louis. I'm
to
scared.
projects that we're working on. These streams feel a little bit more somewhat structured in that we're going to be going over notes that are happening with patches and changes to games that we are working on. So it's not always about Friday.
Yes, it is.
Of course, we've partnered with Bloober Team on Layers of Fear 2. And so there'll be episodes of Beyond where we're talking about what's going on with that and keeping you guys in the loop on that front as well.
Yeah, if I could just jump in right here.
Sure.
The idea with these types of streams is that we want to make sure that you guys have a weekly checkpoint with us. You have a moment where we can all sit down, hang out. We'll talk about the things we're working on. We'll talk about anything Gun has a hand in, anything Gun is participating in. And honestly, if we don't have a lot to talk about, we're just going to sit here and take your questions and make sure we get as many of them answered as possible, because this interface is important to us on the community side here at Gun. It's super important for us to provide you guys with an outlet to talk to us and to get some answers straight from us. And there's nothing quite like that face-to-face interaction.
Right,
You get
exactly.
to hang out with the president of the company, the director of communications, little old me. And, you know, we want to provide some type of outlet for you guys to interact with us directly. And Twitch, Mixer, this is the way to do it. So
What about
Right.
YouTube?
Cool.
Yon
Y'all
is
don't like
always gonna say
YouTube?
that. But
What's
I
up with
think
that?
you have a
Well,
little
yeah,
something
yeah,
you
yeah.
wanted
I
to
thought
do.
it would be cool that if we maybe started off here with talking about maybe some quick little giveaways or something.
Oh, yeah.
Something that get a little hype in the chat and get people excited about some goodies that we're going to be giving away. And
at that friggin'
I
mustache.
think the first thing we may give away is maybe an art book.
Yeah, for sure.
So during the whole project of Friday the 13th, we of course go through iterations on artwork from maybe assets that you find like Higgins Haven, like the building itself, down to the characters and each Jason, et cetera, et cetera. And it's a pretty meticulous process to bring these things to life and bring them into the game. And so we're making sure that we were capturing all those things and capturing each iteration like a screenshot so that we could put this art book together. Now, this was part of our Kickstarter that we had some of our fans be able to jump in and take advantage of that, one of those tiered packages to do that.
I better
And
not
whenever
get
we had
banned for this. This is
the
horrible.
art books made, there was some that we had left over, and we thought, well, let's give these away to some of our fans that maybe weren't even aware of the Kickstarter or whatever else. So that's why we put this together. I don't know if you've seen them before, but of course it's Friday the 13th the game, and then it's got some really rad shots. I just randomly opened up to J9. Where you can see like the iterations of when we were making him and what went through it to full 360, sorry, the camera glare there, full 360 spin on that model itself. So, and it gives you some, like over here on this side, some little notes from, these are things that myself and Ronnie and lead animators and things like that and character artists had just kind of wrote. So it's
What's
cool.
up,
There's probably
Kanan?
people in chat that do have already a copy of this because they backed us on Kickstarter.
I
But
want one, Liz.
they can probably contest to that. It's pretty rad. So
Is it free?
what's the command here to get this thing going?
We because we're wasting zero time. We already have a winner on Mixer. And Bradshaw72, congratulations for
Nice.
winning the raffle on Mixer. And let's see. Oh, we drew one, but it's flying by. We've got Gun Media Help on Mixer and Gun Media Support on Twitch. They're going to be taking care of making sure they reach out to you guys to get your information and ship you out your art books. I didn't want to interrupt the man himself because that was a great description of the book. And we know that a lot of you guys are interested in these art books. So stick around. We have another giveaway. We've got a giveaway.
Yeah.
We've got a hell of a giveaway at the end of the show. So you're going to want to hang out. There's another shot at it. Like I said, Gun Media Help and Gun Media Support, depending on if you're Twitch or Mixer, is going to be reaching out to get your information. And yeah.
Sweet.
They got 900
I think
people
there's other
watching.
things to talk about here, right?
Oh, yeah.
So there's a patch coming out. I don't know if you guys heard.
My
Really?
Twitch
Yeah.
stream died.
I have some notes hidden under there, but I'm just trying to keep up with our chat here. So
Okay.
Yeah, sure,
keep doing
sure.
my thing.
So I think we need to maybe jump into talking a little bit about what's going to be happening in this patch. But I think the best way to do that is maybe show a quick video, right,
I'll let the
of
Twitch stream die.
some of these changes. Now this is going to go a little bit fast, like this video itself. You may not kind of see all the goodies that are there within. So we're going to break it down after the video, but just wanted to give you guys a quick glimpse into what you can expect in this patch. Again, we'll break it down. We'll talk about some things afterwards, and then even maybe show some of this stuff through a live demo. Rob Fox is our producer behind the scenes. He's the one that's running, throwing between cameras and getting everything
Yeah,
queued
Twitch
up for
probably
us.
deleted that or something.
And
I don't
so
care about
he will
Twitch
be
anyway.
taking
They
it away
can delete
now
it.
to throw to this video, and we'll be back with you shortly.
All right, here we go. Jason, balance changes. All right. All right, Katie, thanks for letting me know, buddy. I ain't worried about it, though. I don't stream that much on Twitch. But thank you for letting me know, brother. Oh, check that out. They shot him with a flare gun. It didn't even... Oh, wow. Well, I think they said something about his rage or something other, stun resistance or something. I'm not sure, Kobe. I missed it sort of because they shot him with a flare gun that didn't affect him at all. It hit him right in the eye. He could still go after and grab the
Okay, I'm
couch.
sure everyone is like, wait, what did I just see? Right? Like everyone in chat's probably like, I'm confused. What was that? So Dan and I will break this down. I think the best way, let's throw up maybe a screenshot of some of these changes. So that way we have like a static image to sort of discuss each one of these pieces. It'll make a lot more sense, I hope, because again, when you're trying to watch moving video, sometimes it's difficult to catch all the subtleties and the nuances.
Nice, Gord. Awesome.
Before we jump into that, we have a couple of questions in chat about, oh, that's it, that's all. This is just the balancing changes that we showed you there.
Mhm.
We've got plenty more to talk about, and we've got plenty more to talk about that goes into the balancing changes and how we landed on this.
Right.
But for now, let's give it its due diligence, and we're going to unpack what we just showed you guys in the video real quick, get through that, and we'll go through a lot more. But stick around. That's the balancing arc. We've got a lot to talk about, though.
Right.
So sorry about that.
No, it's
Yeah,
good.
it's awesome, Kanan. I think we
Okay, Dan, do you
need it.
want to cover what we're seeing here in this image?
I have the block view. So this is this is Jason after he is fully enraged, taking a flare to the eye, because a fully enraged Jason now, flares don't do anything to him. He just walks it off. He walks off all melee weapons. And basically the only thing that's gonna slow Jason down is, Pamela's sweater, bear traps,
Yes.
Shotgun?
and
The shotgun definitely will still take him down.
So basically, if you have those special weapons, you're gonna, shotguns aren't really all that. You can find them around the map, but they're a little more out of the norm. The baseball bats, all that stuff, that's not gonna do it. Once he gets up to rage, he's actually a viable threat. Slowing him down is pretty difficult. You have a super limited amount of things, and something that's I found really interesting about this change is, even if you have a shotgun, you get that one shot on him. You're not going to stun him. You're not going to put Jason into one of those moments where his hands are tied and can't do nothing. So.
Right.
Yeah, most of the things that we looked at for this patch were, adjusting the one versus group, like Jason versus a group instead of Jason versus a single counselor. So, if you're playing that one-on-one and you hit Jason and you run away and you're trying to survive as a counselor, your whole group is going to do better than if everybody decides, let's go play Pinata Jason, because you're going to get Jason raging very quickly, and you're going to find out that most of your weapons are basically worthless now.
Right. It definitely adds far more value to what rage should be doing, in the game, in that we did see, footage, and I've actually had, play sessions myself where I would jump in, with randoms and just kind of see what's going on. And there were those instances where players were, teaming up on Jason. Maybe it's, 2, 3, 4 players are doing this, and it's frustrating for the Jason player, right? And yeah, there is a meta that starts to come out of that where, good Jason players are able to almost see the telegraphed swing that's getting ready to occur, and they get good at sort of juking the player and getting the player to commit to swinging a weapon and then stepping in and doing. So, and that was interesting to see that sort of developed from it, but it was breaking away from the vision of what we wanted to create with this game, in that, Jason needs to be a real viable threat. But while the counselors still have a chance. And so it may be the early game that Jason does take, a couple of hits, but the more that you're doing that to Jason, you're getting him to rage faster, right? And now once he hits it, like, he needs to truly feel like he's an unstoppable force. And it feels pretty good now to get him at that state, and then once he's enraged, to see, bats breaking over him and he's not stopping.
I like that.
He's
I like that
continuing
a
to
lot,
move
actually.
forward, which is very much Jason, right?
When you bully him, he's going to get mad. Only now, when he gets mad, he's going to get even also.
Yeah.
It's
Awesome.
going to be a lot
Awesome. I love that.
more. The whole thing with circling up on Jason, hitting him with bats, getting, there's a couple people in chat when you guys were talking there. You said something about, they get in there and they really kind of mess him up. There's a couple people saying troll him. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And the changes here, as much as we're trying to make sure that we give Jason some of his teeth back, it's something that I kind of like saying.
Yeah, give him
some
his
of teeth
cojones,
back. We
man.
also want to make
Seriously.
sure that we're not swinging that pendulum
Y'all pushed
too
him
far.
up real good.
So, I mean, one of the things I'm really interested in, I think the community will be really interested in hearing is from you both on how we're mitigating the tendency to go, well, okay, now Jason is just trampling counselors again.
Right.
Hey,
And
Anna
how we're
Banana. It's about a
navigating that
patch.
situation.
Sure. I mean,
some
it
patch,
is.
some buffering they're doing.
There's
to
a lot
Jason.
of
or buffering
knobs and
they're doing
switches,
to him,
so to
whatever.
speak,
Yeah.
that we are constantly, tweaking to see how are these changes impacting gameplay, and it's a delicate procedure because you go too far one way and you're breaking what makes asymmetrical horror what it is, which is there is supposed to be an entity that's more powerful, right? In our asymmetrical game, and if you make him so powerful, then the opposing force can't get away, right? And that's frustrating to them. It's not fun to just watch Jason destroy everyone in 5 or 6 minutes. It's like, well, shit,
Yeah.
And there is that whole ethos of quote get good, but at a certain point, it doesn't matter. Like he's just too OP to get away from. And then the other side of that pendulum, if Jason is super weak and the counselors feel strong and they have a lot of variables and opportunities to both fight back and
Is that a
escape,
bad word?
then that becomes frustrating for Jason. So it is a delicate balance, and so that's why we spent a very long time
What's up,
before
Wheat
we
Man?
getting this patch out to like
Thanks for the view,
continuously
Julio
play this
Herman.
internally to make sure that we're not going too far in one direction. But we heard the frustration, we saw the frustration
Yeah, true.
that was occurring, especially
It don't
when-
matter anyway. I ain't monetizing this video.
it isn't necessarily troll behavior if Jason corners a couple people in a cabin and they wail on him to get away. That ain't troll behavior.
Right.
But when the match begins and everyone finds a weapon and then they start hunting Jason, that's not the spirit of what we're trying to make here,
You're
right?
going after the machete-wielding maniac with a baseball bat, knowing you're going to... Right.
You're right.
That changes the whole tune of what Friday the 13th really is.
Correct. So that was why those changes were made to Rage, was to make a real climax
Hey,
occur
Mikey.
during the game,
What's
to
up,
have a
buddy?
real somewhat shift in what each match feels like. And it's because of the decisions that are being made by the players that you decided, to continue hitting him, or you, whatever, right? That it's going to break up these sort of, kill squads or whatever you want to call them, where people are trying to hunt down Jason
Finger
and
turds,
make
Jason killing squad.
that experience for the Jason player not fun.
I'm a big fan of Rage actually being Rage now.
Mm.
Like, players can spend 2 or 3 minutes at the beginning of the match, and they can still do it in this update, and they can, circle up and beat the shit out of Jason. But once that rage hits,
There's repercussions to the actions now.
yeah, there are bad things that are gonna happen for counselors.
Chat's on board
actually,
so far.
I
We've seen
actually
a lot of
like
people
this
saying
new
things like, rage
thing that
actually
they're
is
doing with
rage now,
Jason.
not just
I
walking
like
through a few
this a lot.
doors. So
Hell yeah.
that's
Yes.
Yep.
that's the goal. But again, not to the point of, well, now forget it, match might as well be over. We want to make sure that there's still a fight in you, and there's still ways around that.
I mean, it's not closing off your opportunities to escape.
That's right.
It's not doing anything like that. You're still able to call the police. You're still able to, try to defend yourself. It's just if he's in rage and you only have a melee weapon, guess what?
You're screwed.
Yeah.
Someone said, please make emotes trigger rage faster. And basically, you're getting into something there, but
Yeah.
Take a note, Matt.
yeah. Writing this down.
If Chad is in speedo,
Yeah,
right, and starts
right.
dancing, Jason's auto rage.
If
right?
Chad flexes on
Right.
Jason, 50% rage.
Yeah.
Which was funny when the video promoting all these changes was being made. Somebody dropped a Chad flex on Jason, and Dan over here was like, I made sure we kept that in.
Nice.
Thanks, buddy.
Nice.
Thanks. So what do we have next up?
Yeah, we
No,
have
I'm not sure, wait,
just
man.
a quick screen to discuss the actual
Oh,
rage, how that's telegraphed to counselors. So once Jason hits
Hey, Josh.
rage, everyone will get both an audio cue during the match so they know, oh shit, Jason has now hit rage. But on your mini map, you will see a large mask like you see in the bottom right corner there. Jason's mask will flash in the mini map. I think it's at like 2, 3, 4 pulse or
Yeah,
something.
like it pulses a few times.
Right. And I think you hear maybe Pamela's laugh or something that occurs
Ooh,
as an audio cue again, so
nice.
that you realize, like, oh, now nobody screw with Jason.
Yeah,
right?
like somebody
Oh,
messed
they're,
up now.
it's going to let the
Yeah.
counselor
Yeah.
go
A
with
big part of
Jason
this change
and
was we
Ray
didn't want Jason
with the
and
flashing
if
mask
if I'm
inside the
speaking out of
map
turn,
and
stop me. But we didn't want
possibly
Jason to go into his new
Pamela's
rage
life
and
or
then
something.
just
That's awesome.
start steamrolling people and have people going, "What happened? Who?
Right.
He's in rage? When did he go? You know."
Yeah.
So considering
Unless
he's
it is a
little more-
bear
I
trap,
don't want to say
a
more effective, but he's a
shotgun,
little different
or
when he's
Pamela's
in rage
sweater.
now. We wanted to give you at least
That's
a
the
moment
only
to
three
notice,
that
hey,
can
all right,
stun him
guys,
after he's
running
in
up
rage.
on him with the baseball bat's probably not a good idea unless you have a shotgun or the sweater. You know.
It is important that, when we make changes like this, that of course, we're telling you now through the stream, there's going to be patch notes, and this will be a VOD later that people can watch. But not everyone is going to tune into those things. And so when this patch becomes available to everyone and they're playing it, that if this occurred and you didn't get some type of visual and audio cue that, hey, look, Jason now has rage, then there's going to be a lot of confused players that like, oh, here comes Jason. Nope, does it matter? I've got a baseball bat. They hit him, and he's like, nah.
We get a lot of messages about things being broken.
Yeah, that will probably occur. Is that people will think like, wait a minute, this is not how it used to be.
We have two. I'm sorry.
Please.
We have two questions in here I don't want to miss. Somebody says, you say melee weapons won't stun in rage. Will that also affect killing him? You need gun to get on knees. The gun will stun when he's in rage. The
Correct.
shotgun stuns.
Correct. And then you use Pamela's sweater.
That's right.
And then, the same steps that you previously used, those all still work.
Yeah, it's
obviously.
just if you run up to Jason walking down the road and hit him in the face with a pot, right, nothing's going to happen. He's just
That's
gonna shrug
true,
it off
Cubby.
and
I'm
keep
wondering
coming
the
towards
same
you.
He's not going to fall down. We got another one. Can he grab people while in groups and not get stunned? I believe what you're asking is about the hitting with bats to break grabs. I'm not 100% sure. In chat.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can know on
I guess,
that, though?
are you saying, I guess the question is, if Jason has rage and he grabs someone and someone hits him with a melee weapon, does he
Yes.
drop
Yeah,
the
really.
character? I think
Does
that's the
he?
question
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
being asked. I don't think so. I think he can continue with the grab because he's not in a stunned state. 'Cause
Awesome.
He can't be in a stunned state once if you hit him with a weapon while he's in rage. It's a good question that we probably need to follow up just to guarantee, like, yeah. 100%. But what I recall from playtest was, no, he continues
That's right.
the grab, and it doesn't matter. You're hitting him with stuff, and he's shrugging it off like it's no big deal.
Yeah, it is against counselor players' best interests to get Jason into rage.
Yeah. And to get in
Yeah.
grabbing range once he's in range, unless you're willing to take him down, unless you're a
Right.
hit squad ready to take him down.
Well, speaking of like hit squad stuff, and I don't think we have a screenshot for this, but it's something to discuss because I think it was shown in the video. Is when Jason swings his weapon and there are multiple people around Jason.
Yeah.
So previously, once Jason would swing to hit, when he made the first target that he made contact with, that's what counted as the hit, and the attack would no longer impact hitboxes of any other character within the swing arc. That's how it used to be. In this patch, we changed that.
Yeah.
And so if there are 2, 3, 4, 5 players that are all, semicircled around Jason, and let's just say it's J3 and he swings, the axe, that whoever he makes contact with within that arc are all going to be damaged, right? With the same amount of damage. It's not like the first person is taking 90%, the next person. It's not like that. It's all bop. Everyone's getting to taste some steel on that one, right? And
I like that.
because that's how it should be. Like,
Yep.
that makes sense. If Jason in the film were to swing a weapon and 2 people were standing there, you're both getting effed on that one. And so that was a thing that we've kind of always wanted to do, but with all the other stuff that was going on with the title over time, stuff always kind of kept getting pushed back. Like, we'll get to that. And Dan and I sat down and had a long talk about this, and he's like, "No, dude, we need to get to this now because this is frustrating." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." And so we made that another one of the priorities of the patch, so that those players that might want to try to put together some type of squad and go after Jason, that even
like
if
the
they all have
Jason
baseball
killing
bats,
squad.
if Jason swings and you're in the arc, you're all taking damage from it.
Yeah. And another question we're
Jason
seeing a lot in
Bird
chat is if Jason goes into rage, in order to stun him to get the kill, you need the sweater. That is true, because
Correct.
you're not going to stun him with a melee weapon.
Correct.
Another question we're seeing a lot of is how do pocket knives work? Pocket knives work the same?
Yeah.
Because they break the grab animation. So if you have a pocket knife on you and he grabs you, you can still free yourself with that.
Correct.
Rage, not rage, whatever.
Right. And it still plays the same. He reaches up, pulls out the thing, throws it down, and now he's moving again.
Right.
So that all remains the same for sure.
Okay.
So, I mean, again, there's motivation to stay out of that grab range if possible. But, again, guys.
He's
feel
been
that
going
it
down
bears
for a
repeating.
long
We're
time,
talking
Gordon.
about a character in a video game that's supposed to strike fear in all the counselors. That's the entire core premise of Friday the 13th and the lore of Jason and all of that. The fact that you would want to get in arm's reach of him is kind of a silly principle already
Right,
that we
yeah.
had to do a little something about. So,
Yeah.
Again, that said, we're pretty much, we're making sure that Jason has those teeth, like we said, but you still have methods to beat him. And we know realistically there's people who are going to take him down in, the first day after the patch.
Sure.
But,
Yeah.
And I mean, and this, these are discussions that we've had internally, but it's also discussions that are happening on social about these types of changes. Now, they may not have been worded the exact same way, or the intent of what they're asking for is there, but maybe the way they were trying to explain it, it wasn't precisely, how, and that makes sense because that's not what they do, right? They don't make games, but they're just saying, oh, it's frustrating when this happens, and we read all those things.
That's
we
a good
collect all those.
question,
Matt
Bud.
puts a lot of those reports together. Melissa, who does a lot of customer support, she sees emails that come in that are like, sometimes it is a legit, bug glitch, whatever, but sometimes it's just,
no Uber
man, we
Jason,
wish
man. No new
this,
content.
like this thing sucks or whatever,
Right.
and
Somebody's
we take those
gonna
things
ask it,
into
though.
consideration. We sit down as a team, we talk through those things and think, is this a real problem, or is it one singular, outlier? How often does this problem occur? And we did see a lot of that, is people complaining that 3, 4, 5, whatever counselors team up on Jason, and it's just frustrating. You basically just morph away as Jason, and now you feel like,
Well, I'm
I don't
wondering
feel
about
strong,
the combat
right? I don't feel
stance.
like Jason. Jason wouldn't run from a fight.
Right.
He's
The
gonna
combat
stand there
stance, you get behind him,
Like
you
the
combat
scene 2 or
stance, you
3
get the mask
counselors
off, and
sitting
he's
by
in
an
great
exit
mode.
where the cops are
I
there,
wonder
and
if
instead of running out, they're
that
like,
does
let's
anything to him.
Yeah,
let's just smack Jason
combat
around.
Right. And that's just, we can't. That sucks.
Another question. So it's harder to kill rage and to kill Jason in rage, essentially. Yes, essentially that's what we're going for here.
Right.
If you're going to bully Jason, he's going to get raged. I mean, reasonably so. When people pick on me, I get mad too. If you're going to bully Jason, he's going to go into rage, and once he goes into rage, you're going to have a harder time taking him down.
Yep.
Is there a safeguard to prevent a counselor from repeatedly hitting him to grant him rage, as in teaming? I don't know. I don't really see that as an issue because it doesn't accelerate the rage in such a...
Right.
it doesn't accelerate it fast enough where teamers are going to be able to say, well, I'm just going to go, me and you are buddies and you're playing as Jason. I'm just going to go hit you with this bat a bunch of times and get you into rage. I mean, they're going to be breaking weapons. They're going to have to cycle through and find new weapons. It's not a viable way to team to get Jason to rage so he can trounce counselors.
Right.
And that would be the long game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be like a way long game, yeah. So, that said, we've got some more changes we want to talk about.
Yeah, I don't know how much of the patch notes, some of this stuff is kind of boring to like go over during stream.
Some of it is kind of boring, but I have a couple of things I wanted to note because I know.
Sure.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to be like all unprofessional, leaning down like a weirdo, but I wanted to grab my copy of my notes here. There's a couple of things that we've been hearing from you guys. I'm bringing these up because I know that these are hot button topics with you guys. Interaction locks.
Oh yeah.
Interaction locks is a big one. You guys are reporting interaction locks. I want to give a quick shout out to some folks on the forums. We've got guys like Fair Play and Slasher Clone and October 31st. And we've got like this ton of great people on the forums that play the game religiously and report these things to us. Same across Twitter and Reddit. But these are things that we see coming a lot that we're pretty happy to get taken care of. So interaction locks being one of them. Stumbling while dropping an item, entering combat stance while swinging a weapon. So those weird situations where you drop an item, you can't pick another one up, we've got that sorted out. Entering the combat stance while you're swinging a weapon sometimes trips it out. We've got that sorted out. We've got, and this, again, we're on Beyond, which, to catch those up who are just tuning in, Beyond is our opportunity to touch base with you guys and talk to you guys just like buds. Just hang out like buds and talk about our patch notes. So, Something that we've seen, again, it's a very boring line in a set of patch notes, but it's important to a lot of you, is the need updated client error. We've got multiple fixes for that coming out. Now, this has been a huge issue for some folks. We want you guys to jump in, give it a shot once the patch goes live. Let us know if you're still experiencing any issues. This is a pretty widespread fix, but we still want to hear from you. So let us know, even if you just reach out to us and let us know, hey, man, it's working fine now.
Right.
Again, there's a couple of big ones in here, but the next one I want to really kind of hang on is we fixed an issue where when a counselor is climbing out of a window or an environment, they can steer themselves.
Yeah.
For those of you who have been frustrated by Packanack Roof,
Yeah.
that's an important line in the patch notes. Now, again, as with everything, we want you guys to let us know. Somebody in the chat right now is saying, what about roof glitch? What about roof glitch? And somebody's saying EU servers. EU servers falls into the category of need updated client. That's something to keep an eye out for. The steering when climbing through something, that was big because that's not just Packanack Roof. That's really, there's multiple areas and multiple maps where you can guide yourself out a window and get somewhere where you can't be reached. That's been a problem.
Shifty,
Again,
looks
if
like
you
your
guys
brother
identify
going.
more spots, by all means, let us know. But
Right. I mean, that's the nature of the beast is, we see the reports and it helps tremendously too whenever a player sends the report and they also show the steps for us just so that we can quickly, rapidly fix it. Because some of the things all we see is this symptom. We don't know exactly how the players are able to do it. And so when we do get step-by-steps, it helps us fix it, really, really quickly. This one was a tough one, but it looks like we've got it, at least when we go through the steps to try to replicate, it no longer does it. Does that mean that no one will ever be able to get on roofs again? I mean,
right.
there's always somebody who's going to continue to try weird variables and figure out a way to get on it, and then there's your new meta, and then we got to go try to fix it again. So, but right now, the steps that players were able to achieve, ways to glitch through some of the walls, get to roof access, etc., we've killed those things. But it also plays into another that we tried to fix and we got really close to it, but it's going to require some more time because we were able to, in certain circumstances, reproduce. And that is when Jason throws a knife and there's impact with car and bad things happen with cars.
We actually just had a question in chat about throwing knives. It's something that we're still working on,
Correct.
Still looking into.
We didn't want to put it out and it still be like ways to do it. Because it's a pretty nasty bug and it's not always easily, we can't reproduce it every single time, but there still are ways. And so we're going to continue hammering on it until we can 100% fix it. So it'll be in the next update that we do. I'm trying to push it as a priority as fast as we possibly can. And, our dev team at Black Tower are busting hump to try to solve the problem for sure.
We've got a couple more questions in here too about off-host blocking. Really, there's a lot of different off-host questions in here, which are, if I'm not mistaken, down to a lot of connection things. We're trying to field reports on that kind of thing. But if you guys can find any more, regularly reproducible environments or situations where you can get that to happen, let us know, and we'll obviously take a look into it. Also, I'll have to compare with Mel. Shout out to Mel, our support lead, who puts together these amazing reports on this stuff. I'm going to have to sync with her to make sure that we're on the same page and I'm talking about the right thing. A couple of questions about Paranoia game mode. Guys, if you're worried or curious about content in Friday the 13th, you can just hit exclamation point content into the chat and you can read our full FAQ on everything there. So, and that's pretty much that. But I realize now, I'm sorry to derail here. We're running way behind schedule. We're going to launch into a gameplay session. What we have is we have a build of the game as it stands for the patch. We've got Dan here on the couch. He's going to jump in with some other folks from Gun. We're not auditioning to be the best around. We're just going to try and show you guys what we've changed. So we've got the guys ready to do, not really a demo, but they're just going to kind of mess around and try and show some of these changes while we continue to field questions from you guys.
Yeah, and if a question comes through that someone's asking, like, can you show this, can you show that, we can do our best to try to show you that live, but sometimes it's a little difficult too, because we in here can talk to each other, but everyone over in QA, they don't hear us. So
Otherwise, I'd tell QA to.
Invite
ready
me.
Right, that we're
Invite
heating ready up,
us.
and there's still
Yeah.
someone who
We
isn't.
won't get a
so,
senior
and they may
turds
have,
killing squad.
stepped away to the restroom, but that's okay. What we
I got somebody saying, I think the content command is broken in chat. No, it's just that it's on a cooldown.
yeah.
So, yeah, there's
Yeah.
that. Unban and invite. We're going to read this one out. We still don't have great clarification on what this rage fix means for killing Jason. If he has rage, will a melee weapon hit count toward demasking him, or is that off the table at that point? Secondly, once he gets rage, the second step, can only the shotgun drop him to his knees after the sweater, or will a normal weapon work? Basically, what they're asking is,
You
melee
lost me.
weapons, despite not stunning Jason, they
Right.
should still knock his mask off.
Correct.
And dropping him to his knees is going to require a shotgun for the Pamela sweater.
Right. Once Pamela Sweater, once you start that process works. Like,
So you're gonna have
the
to use
ways
a
that
shotgun
went
now to
about,
get him to his knees when he's in rage
quote,
mode if the
unquote,
mask
killing
is
Jason.
off.
Like using the Pamela Sweater, all that stuff is still
Okay.
100%. Like it works like it did before.
A couple of people are hung up on the fact that I used the word should. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't speaking out of turn. Wes confirmed it, so we can erase the should now, guys. It will, okay?
What?
Well, I mean that's. So
Why did
much
he just
of-
throw that
of,
knife for?
Development, right?
Yeah.
That should work. you know?
Right. And it's part of the language that you have to really consciously make an effort
Right.
to not include. Off topic, but Matt, where did you get your shirt? Quick shout out to Theater Creeps. That's a pretty dope shirt.
It is. It's a very cool shirt.
Those
Were
controllers
those
inverted.
inverted or not inverted? Which do you
I'm
prefer?
using normal
You want
because
East-
inverted means that it's not normal.
I see.
Oh, we got Devil's Rejects in chat. Quick shout out to Devil's Rejects. I caught just a few minutes of his stream the other day, and it was a ton of fun. What about, is it still going to be super easy to knock his mask off? It should be the same amount of hits, correct?
Yeah, the same amount. We didn't change how much damage Jason takes before a state change like being rage or mask comes off or whatever. Like we didn't change any of that.
Yeah. Any plans on making a PS4 Pro or Xbox One X enhancement?
I mean, not at the moment. It has been a subject that we've discussed around here. It's not off the table. It's just not a priority at the moment, just because of some of these additional little changes that we want to get in here. Continuing to hear back from the community on things that they want this to become sort of the best Friday experience that we can. Of course, with the legal issues that go on with us not being able to add content, then that does leave us to just looking at balance and looking at stat changes, looking at perks again, right? That's another big thing that we've heard a lot from fans that are asking us, can you look at perks and maybe make some adjustments to that? And we can make adjustments to them. We just can't add new stuff, obviously.
Right. And really, Wes said it best, we've got these other things that we're looking at. That doesn't mean that we're ignoring any other,
Correct.
options, balancing, things like that. It's just
Why is
when
he
you're trying to
putting it
prioritize
there?
these things, obviously we want to make sure everybody's in game and playing and things are functioning for them. So,
Right.
I want to dip into Mixer here because I don't want you guys to think that we're not catching your questions too. I'm trying to pool them together here, but I caught a question just a little bit ago. I'm scrolling back. Damn it, now I lost it. Oh, bad ping will interaction lock when you're blocking. Yes, and we're going to look into that. Like I said, once we're off stream, I'm going to sync up with our support team and see what more I can find out about that. And no, Old Scratch says, I think he's only reading Twitch comments. You're wrong. Anyone say when the patch is coming? We have that news. You want to let them know?
Yeah. So the patch drops tomorrow.
Patch is tomorrow. Awesome.
Hooray! You will get to play all these things, test this new stuff tomorrow. That's on all platforms. We'll be sitting out on social, that exact information. I know everyone's going to know, what precise time exactly, and some of those things you got to realize we don't necessarily control that. We send the stuff to our partners at Xbox or at Sony or whatever, and we don't get to tell them. It has to be now, this second, exactly. That's out of our control. So, but we'll try to keep you guys in the loop on social, in some form of a window of when
Yeah,
we
that's
expect
odd.
it to roll
Dead
out.
by
And of
Daylight's
course,
new
globally,
Moonrise
it takes a while
event
for
is
those
tomorrow.
servers to populate
odd
across the
that
whole
they're
world when
adding
new
it
patch comes
tomorrow.
out, et cetera, et cetera. You guys know the routine. You've been down it before, but it's worth just mentioning it again. But yes, tomorrow.
Well, that's
I
pretty
actually
awesome.
have another question here that, if you don't mind, I would like to answer, because I hear this a lot on social,
Okay.
and somebody in here is saying, "What about double XP? When's the next time we can expect double XP?" It's not often that we have tomorrow as the answer, but tomorrow you'll have double XP and double tape drops running from tomorrow, coinciding with the launch of the patch, all the way until Wednesday of next week.
Cool.
So basically, you guys can jump in game.
Yes, the new
check out the new
Moonrise
patch, check out the
event for
changes,
Dead by
you know,
Daylight
check out what we've
starts
done to the
tomorrow,
game.
Mike.
And during double XP and double tapes while you're at it.
Right.
So
Mañana, bueno.
there you go. See,
Come stuff.
I love having good news.
Oh no! See, now they messed up. Yeah, come on.
Rage. See that?
Yep.
See,
Oh,
the
my
mask
mask.
comes off,
See, the
still
mask-
puts him in a,
the mask-
you just
the
screwed
mask
me up.
come off
That
is
really
great.
helps to telegraph to the players, too.
There you
It's-
go.
But the stun is short. It's not very
Yeah.
long, but go ahead, try. Yep. You toast.
Yeah, you're done. And mind you, they intentionally ran at Dan here and tried to toss him into a rage there. A couple people
Yeah,
were
I'm
like,
not
that
that
rage
terrible."
went really quick. And it was like, oh, well, you know.
They were wailing on him pretty hard, though.
Yeah. Let's see here. Any plans to eventually do cross-play?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm a big fan of it. I want to. Some of that stuff's out of our control because you guys know there's not many games on the market that are doing it, and there's reason because of that. And
The Moonrise
I would
event
like
for Dead
to,
by
yes.
Daylight.
Can I make
it's
that
just,
promise to
you
you
know,
today?
like
I can't.
one of the events that
But
they do.
it is a discussion.
Where they
It's a
bring
thing
in
that
the
we
different
want
aspects
to
of the
continue
game. You
looking
gotta do
at and
different
talking to
things.
our partners to
I
find
think
out
the last one was like
how can this be done. So I'm not going to make you any
can't
kind of
remember what it's
promises
called.
today that
it's
that's
just
going
a
to
different
happen.
aspect of the game for like
But
a
it
week.
is a thing I would like to continue those discussions.
And again, falls under that category of we can talk about a wish list of things to come to the game till the sun comes up, but really we need to do some prioritization. What's affecting the most folks? What is going to have the biggest impact? Like, you know, if we're working within limited time trying to get a patch out to you guys, you know, what's going to
Yeah, they're not going to
be
raise
the biggest
the
home
rank.
run there, and
They're not
we
gonna
can
raise it.
prioritize in that way. So again, like I said, wish lists could run for days, but I saw a couple other people also mention another thing that, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, would fall under the
There we
category
go.
of wish
Parky
list, and
steps
that's
back for
raising
45
the level
yarder
cap and just blowing the top
and
out
off
of
the
level 10.
upright.
Yeah, I mean, when you raise what most games do, if there is a level cap increase, then quickly following after is a cadence of new content, which is why you would do that. Like that's why you raise it, is because you got new stuff to earn and unlock and etc. We don't need to do that.
They
I
just
mean,
say
raising
that.
it to where people are like, oh, I can hit level 600, but they don't catch anything. They don't get anything for
Right.
an extra 450 levels. Like
Right.
it doesn't really add anything to the game.
Right. But does that mean we're not going to do it? I mean, no. I mean, it still could be a thing because a lot of discussions that Dan and I are having are around perks and really looking at that system to fine tune it better and being able to make some tweaks and adjustments to that. That then could mean that it makes sense to maybe boost the level a little bit. But it's an ongoing discussion. And love to hear, the feedback from everyone in the community too about something like that. Because what we don't want to do though is just pick a random number and say level cap's now this, and because of that everyone's like, oh awesome, and they're starting to play grind, if you will, but they're not really getting a whole lot of stuff for doing it, and they're like, well, what the hell is this? Like that doesn't feel good.
We had another quick question in here from a friend of Gun, Mad Eye Yokai. How's it going, Mad Eye?
Oh,
What's up, man?
He says, I remember you mentioned allowing higher levels to have a greater chance of getting rare and legendary perks. Is that still a possibility in the future? And I know you've already touched on this, but I think you might be just joining us. So, yeah, the perk situation.
like repeat it again, I'm sorry.
Oh, higher level players having a better chance at rare
Probably will, Gord,
legendaries, that kind of
after I
thing.
figure out what time
that's
that
part of
patch
the
drops.
discussion that Dan and I are having is what you should and shouldn't be seeing.
Yes,
when you
Cubby, no
hold
more
per
mediocre
your
Jason
current
Gillen
level.
squads for
It's
some of
not
those
just the discussions again that we're having are
No.
at literally like a concept
turds
discussion.
that
It's not
depend on
putting into action
doing that
yet.
every time they play
Because
Friday.
we have to test these things conceptually first, and then we start
Pocket
rolling them
knife.
into actual practice. But that the higher levels you start to get, then you start to see different. You don't start seeing lower end perks that you're rolling, right? Like you should be seeing stuff that's a little better. And so if you think of those things, and again, this isn't how it is. I'm just giving you a for example. That if you're level 1 through 10, then you're seeing mostly kind of lower to middle range perks, and then once you get past maybe it's 10 to 20, 25, whatever it is, you start to see you're rolling sort of some better things. So having a sliding scale to the perk system per your current level makes far more sense than where it currently is, where you shouldn't be really high level and still seeing like bogus bootleg bush league type of perks, if that makes sense.
For sure. We've got a couple things in here I want to get to real quick. Billy Rivers 311. How long are you willing to wait out? Blah, 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 new content. Again, the answer to that can be found !content. You can check out our content FAQ. Can you tell Daniel to get raged and grab a counselor and see if another counselor can hit him to make the counselor drop?
I don't know that the other players are going to be able to
They
hear.
don't hear me.
Yeah.
They can't hear that request. But if we do find two people next to each other, we can definitely give it a shot.
I think without the stun though, it's.
I don't know how many are left. Has he already like mowed through?
No, we
everyone?
just started this one.
Okay. All right. Oh yeah, you don't have rage yet, right?
Yeah, I need to adjust the brightness on this TV.
The TV itself.
Yeah.
Can you tell Dan to get good? That's from your buddy Nick at Slash and Cast.
Hey,
Oh.
band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, let me just real quick. Use
Yeah.
the
Let's
top
bring
of
up that. Take Nick back down to like level 2.
It's really unfortunate that all of his accounts were reset.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Mixer chat. We seem to be having a problem with our bot in the Mixer chat. So maybe Gun Media Help can toss that link in there for you. Will you fix the Packanack roof? Actually,
We did.
we did. So,
If you're referring to the fact people can get on said roof,
yeah.
unless there's some other problem
I
with the roof
guess,
that I'm
Truth.
unaware
I
of,
guess,
like
man. I don't
leaks or
know.
something, I don't
Yeah, you can let us know if you're not a fan of the tiles. But,
Right.
yeah, that actually, Jose 3922, that's partly due to being able to control yourself on your way through a window. So, yeah. What about raining, lagging the game, and delaying the sweater activation and getting out of the sweater while Jason shifts? That's a pretty complex one. There's a lot of ifs in there. So the rain lags out the game, and
When you say lags out, you mean frame dip?
yeah,
Is that what they're saying? Because lag and frame dip aren't exactly the same thing, but because
little
lag
off,
means
yeah.
network. But yeah,
somebody said fix the car bug. Cars, that's something that I think that we could probably benefit to talk about a little bit.
fix the car bug. Is that what? That's
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, we're referring to, because this is the same person that once before said about throwing knives and
Yeah.
about some of the weird collision aspects to vehicles and
Okay.
how they fly off the map.
Well, what we've been seeing happening was relative to Jason throwing knives.
Right.
That at a certain angle, the physics kind of fought with each other and would shoot a car, to the moon or whatever. That's still something that we're testing right now. We're still trying to get to the bottom of that problem because it doesn't happen every single time. And so, yeah, it's going to be in a future patch, but that's pretty much the top priority right now that I have the dev team working on is finding a solution to this problem.
Somebody else says, what about pocket knife escape through walls? That's in the patch notes here. The pocket knife is not going to allow you to escape through that wall.
Oh, no.
And a couple other people are slamming on Pinehurst
Oh.
right now. Oh, I'm sorry. Gameplay is moving along without me. I wanted to bring up, there's a falling animation loop where you get stuck in a falling animation on the firewood logs on Pinehurst. That's fixed. There is an invisible collision near the barn.
Oh, you little
That would shift the car vertically after restarting the car on Pinehurst. That's fixed. And there is an issue where counselors can reach the roof by escaping Jason with a pocket
Look
knife
at
on
that.
Pinehurst. That's also fixed. So, for those of you that
I'm just
have,
watching Dan miserably fail right now.
He
for all
failed.
those who are kind of ripping on Pinehurst, there's quite a bit of work being done to Pinehurst right now.
What about the Lucky
Update
Charms
tomorrow
blood?
going to be
Oh, here we go. Here's a chance that we might be able to grab
new
some
glitter and glitters? I don't think
Oh,
that's what
no.
it means to say.
Rob,
Firecrackers
just
is through
if
behind
you wouldn't
him.
mind to have them once Jason grabs. Well, we need to get Jason into rage first.
All right.
Like that's step one. Once we get Jason into rage, Jason needs to grab someone, and then someone else needs to come up with a weapon and hit Jason to see the effect of that. Does Jason drop the counselor? What stage of stun is he in, et cetera, et cetera.
Not gonna happen, sir. No more
PS4 servers, yes,
content,
Dwight. We actually always had
Not
EU
gonna
servers
happen,
for
buddy.
PS4, dedicated servers for PS4. There was the outdated, the need updated client error that was causing you guys not to be able to connect to them. So it's not a matter of will the servers be
Flasher.
up after the patch launches. It's a matter of you guys will be able to access those servers after the patch launches.
Correct.
Which I know I'm kind of mincing words, but I don't want you to think that we're kicking off a whole bunch of servers. We're just getting you guys onto those servers.
Right.
There was a block.
The other thing, it wasn't happening for every single
Yeah.
player, even on PS4. That's why it was a tough one for us to get to the bottom of.
And for those that were affected, obviously that's a pretty big effect, and we get that. But yeah, it was very hard to track down considering that we had a
See,
handful
he's
of
taking
people
a
who were saying,
beating. He's
"Come on,
still
man,
not
I
in
can't
rage
connect, I can't
mode
connect."
yet.
Then we had other people in the same regions even being able to connect without a problem.
Right.
Can you guys add a map checkbox to allow us to only include certain maps in the random selection for private matches?
I haven't heard
Again,
nothing
doesn't
about it,
care for
Cody.
small maps,
I haven't
but
heard
randomized
them say
and
nothing
That's
about
a
it
really
yet.
good idea.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, like, I get you. All right. Limiting what maps are available in a private match.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's
All right.
something that
All right,
we
he's
should,
in rage mode.
we should definitely look
Well,
at.
get
Are you
closer,
enraged?
Vic.
Okay, you are.
Oh,
So it no, well, you knocked your mask off though. So that's try it again. From right here. She didn't have a weapon.
Oh, no. You got to let her escape now.
yeah. See, he was in rage mode right there and had a counselor, and she
So I think
knocked
it
his
only
mask
happened
off
because
It's
with the frying pan right there.
so.
That is the smallest pool table.
Oh, there, behind you, right there. Let her. hit.
Exactly, the smallest
God
pool table.
dang it, timing. One more time.
All right, do it, do it.
Okay, so it drops, but he's not stunned. Okay, that's exactly what happens.
Oh,
So it drops
so
him, but it
you
doesn't stun him.
You can still free your friends. It doesn't stun him. You saw he instantly came out and was ready to throw down.
Okay.
Please fix slow blocking and off-host issues. BML998. I'm going to be looking into this as soon as this stream ends, checking with our support squad and seeing if there's anything we can tie together there. You can also feel free to reach out to me on the forums through PM, Reddit through a PM, or Twitter.
Door kill.
That you
Door
can
kill.
find us.
Yes.
too late, AJ.
Oof. That's still a good kill.
What is it with everybody going?
It's like
Oof,
one of our first ones we
oof.
put in the game. It's still the first contextual. I loved it.
Make them suffer like we did.
Don't hang up. You're just rolling past environmental kills left and right.
I mean, Deb's still there. Oh, you little shit.
Sometimes when Jason gets hit, he gets frozen and can't move. Any update on that? That sounds like you're talking about a stun. If I'm wrong,
I've
please
seen
give me
some,
more-
I've seen some instances where it's like Jason. There's a lot of variables.
I
that
did
go into
not.
it.
I-
Jason's
I
pulling
noticed that as
someone out
well,
of the car
True. I noticed the
as
Lucky
soon as
Charms
he gets
was
into
going.
full lift, someone hits him with a bat while also like firecrackers
Yeah.
were going off or something. And it's all these edge cases where Jason gets in a stunned state because a packet got lost
Maybe tomorrow's
during
there
that.
because the double XP
We
and
see
stuff
it
drops tomorrow
happen
along
way
with
more
the
in private matches because
patch.
you're the
So probably
host,
tomorrow,
right?
man.
Like you're not on our dedicated. It's happening because internet connection wasn't great, but still, there's still a random occurrence that you could see an interaction lock due to a network.
Yep,
packet
no more
loss.
Lucky
We've
Charms.
just put some systems in to help that situation, so you don't see it quite as often. And the ones that kept
No, they
coming up
didn't.
over and over and over again.
There was still Lucky Charms blood on
Is there still,
Pinehurst.
if someone does these 7 things,
They might have said they
randomly,
fixed
could
it.
there
They
still
never
be something
fixed
weird
it
happening?
because there was
Maybe.
still Lucky Charms blood on Pinehurst.
Somebody says, "Do firecrackers stun a rage Jason?" No,
No.
they don't. Someone else, and I'm just reading chat. I'm sorry.
No, I only
Someone
had
else
these
said,
guys for 2 matches.
That's
so
fine.
we're done.
Matt, can you stop being so awesome? I think it makes Dan mad. I'm
Ooh.
just reading chat. I'm sorry, man.
And there's a reason I hired you.
And real quick, just
Every
to,
time we
just to
played
rob
on
our producer,
Pinehurst
you can
at the
let
main
QA
house,
know
it does
that
it.
we're done with the private match, so they can go back to the grindstone.
Now here's a longer answer that I wanted.
It was
to make sure I
supposed to have
get
been
I've
fixed
got
in the
chat
last
kinda
patch,
slowed down
but
here.
it wasn't.
Will we ever be able to play with bots and friends in a private match? One player must be Jason and the other counselor's bots.
Not currently. It's not, and it's also not really how that whole game mode got built. We didn't build it with that in mind, so it would take a lot to overhaul that. And honestly, it flirts with, wait, is that new? And that's a slippery slope
Right.
legally.
So it gets into that content.
What's up, Diego?
Maybe.
Rodrigo?
I mean, again,
No
some of that's
speak
open to
el
interpretation,
Spanish,
and we can make those requests where we see fit. But it's a lot easier for a lawyer to say no than yes.
Right on. What about Tommy House on maps? That's another
No Jason
for
X.
background. They
You
No,
mean where-
no bueno.
Where the Tommy CB thing is?
Yeah, they want Jason to be able. If I'm misrepresenting your question, let
Yeah,
me know.
and please chat. Like, it helps us a lot if you are meticulous in what you're saying in the chat, because sometimes
sure.
we're like, wait, what does he mean? You know,
Yeah.
and so it would help us a lot if you gave us a little bit of detail. But go ahead.
If I'm not mistaken, they're referring to, because I've seen this quite a bit on social. They're referring to Jason being able to see which house is the Tommy house.
And when you mean okay,
In
it's
the-
so
in
weird
the
to call it Tommy House. It's not that.
The,
where
the
the
house that
CB
you
is.
call. Yeah.
Right, because there's Jason's house where he spawns.
Right.
Okay,
And Tommy does not spawn in that house, but where you call in Tommy.
Okay, so can Jason, the Jason player, see that on his map? Is that the question?
Yes, sir.
Well, there's a giant tower
Right.
with a red blinking light.
I mean, I wasn't going to go there. But
I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be like an asshole here. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
you are.
We
Yeah,
thought
you are,
of that
Wes.
during design, and so that all players, Jason and counselors, can see something in the distance and know, like, oh, that's a point of interest. I need to go there and see what's up.
Yeah.
Right? Are we going to add that? So Jason, no, I don't foresee that ever being something that we
Boogering.
add in, because I think we solved that problem through design. And giving
Brazil.
Jason something instantly match, like as soon as he gets morphed to like, oh, there's where the Tommy CB is. Go there now. I don't.
And we tell Jason where, like, all of the fuse boxes are.
Yeah.
He knows where the telephone is.
Yeah.
He knows where the cars are and
True.
the boat, if
True.
the boat's there.
True.
Like, having that one thing where he actually has to go into the area to see that one tower. I
Yeah.
mean, it doesn't feel like it's unfair to Jason players.
Right.
Players.
Exactly.
Right.
So, what about intro and outro desynchronization? Again, that's definitely something that I think falls under the category of it's in the list. It's something we're keeping an eye on.
Well, what is that? I mean, I don't understand
spamming
what
it,
they're
Cubby.
asking.
Oh, I apologize. There's a desynchronization on the intro and outro stuff. There's some folks that are reporting that audio and video has gone out of sync on those bits.
Oh, okay.
Which again, we get that it's not the best, but there's a list of things we're trying to cut through and get through, and again, it's something that we'll keep an eye on, and if we can work that into a later patch, of course. But right now, it's kind of lower down that priority list. Did you guys give any thought to adjusting Jason's grab radius? This is an interesting one.
Grab radius. Did
That's
we
a
give
no.
any thought about Jason's grab radius?
That's a no.
So there have been discussions about grab and what we think it should do. What we wanted to do is get this patch out right now, because there are changes to Jason that once he hits rage, sort of move that pendulum towards Jason's kind of a badass, right? And so we want to get that out into the wild tomorrow, right? And let you guys be playing it and giving us feedback and saying, yes, this is the right direction, or no, Wes, shave your mustache, you're horrible, right?
Shave it
And
now.
that's fine. But if we are going in this right direction, then I do want to look at grab, and I want to look at ways to make that a little, because it used to be sort of drivable,
Yeah.
right, where you can aim it, right, like as soon as he starts it, because right now, yes, he starts the grab, it's a linear animation, right, he steps forward and you can't control left or right, and good counselors know that as soon as they see that telegraphed to start, weaving and bobbing and weaving and stuff, right, and then it's hard for Jason to catch them, right. I understand that request. So yeah, it's a discussion point, and we're talking about it. And we're talking about it with Black Tower about ways that we can get this to a point that we like it. So first, let's get this patch out, let you guys touch it, play it, look at the changes, and give us feedback on where we're going in the direction. And if everyone's like, thumbs up, this is dope, we think you should look at grabs. Okay, let's have that discussion together.
But again, it goes back to that conversation about going over too far to the
Right.
other side.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that this gets out into the wild and people see how this plays out, and we see where we're at from here.
Right.
We've got another great question here. Can you add a mustache on Jason?
No, because he didn't have a mustache in the film. So
As much as he's
sorry.
a big fan of mustaches, he's a
Right.
bigger fan of authenticity.
I am.
Um,
It's funny though, but no.
We are
Hey,
going
Mr.
to
J.
open up some giveaways. Now, real quick, let's just go over what we've got to give away. We've got another art book. We've got we've got an art book, a steel book case of the game, collector's edition case of the game.
I
And
want
we've got
that.
a handy dandy scuff controller. Maybe you could show them that scuff controller.
Can you throw to that camera so we can see a little
Bam!
bit? Whoa, look at that.
That is a custom made scuff
Mhm.
controller. We're going to be giving away the
You're
triple
good at that,
pack.
Dan. That's
Yeah, he's like Dana White. Um,
Dana White.
That's gonna be a
Oh,
thing now.
God. It's over.
so,
It's over.
I digress. We've got one art book, one steel book, and one controller for Mixer, and one art book, one steel book, one controller for Twitch.
Yeah, I
I'm
want
gonna get those
everything.
raffles opened up, but first we're gonna get another question out to the main man over here, Wes.
Like you can get an Xbox or a PS4 one.
Yes,
It's not just Xbox.
correct.
Yes. Will parties still be kicked out and sent back to the main menu screen if a member leaves during the game? Yes. That's unchanged as far as whether or not that's something we're looking at.
Right.
On
There
Higgins
you go,
Mount, Tommy
Cubby.
Tower sometimes shows in opening screen. Any plans to change that?
It does. I'm with you on that, and because that is somewhat random in the what cabin
Yeah, they give you the
gets
short
spawned
answer
where,
too.
and if it is a quote Tommy house, as people are now dubbing it, which I shun all of you for doing. That's dumb.
It's been like that forever, man.
Really?
Yeah, people called it the Tommy house forever.
That doesn't make sense.
I
Anyway,
mean, it's the house where you call Tommy.
it is, but that's not where Tommy is. He doesn't spawn there.
Yeah, but calling it the CB radio house is way too long.
The CB radio.
Oh my God, does anybody know where the CB radio house is versus, hey, anybody know where the Tommy house is?
Excuse me 1 second, folks. Guys, exclamation point raffle in both chats will get you entered, and if you've got both open, you can enter twice. I'm just saying. It's exclamation
That
point
is
raffle, not just
terrible.
raffle.
Terrible.
And
Get you a controller,
you're
man.
just telling people, you're like,
I want the
Cheat.
freaking
I
controller.
want everybody.
and for everybody
to have
that
as much
does
a shot.
that, it takes everybody else's chances lower.
Right.
Good job.
Mm-hmm. But was there a question there that we didn't answer because I got stuck on?
Probably. We got sidetracked with
We got a
Mario.
little sidetracked with the idea of seeing the
Oh, in the intro.
yeah.
Are we ever gonna fix it
And
so
by
that
the way,
that
somebody
can't?
said give up. It's Tommy House. Sorry.
Okay, fine. Are we gonna remove
yo,
that
yo,
from
what's
the
up,
intro?
bros? What's up, Hugo?
That would be a
Hope
super
that's-
low
wait,
priority
not your name, man.
because
Sorry, it's not.
we want to get to these things that are either breaking the experience or
Sure.
or otherwise. So it'll be put on the list. Another thing that's on the list is the base model Victoria, like her clothing. Her butt doesn't look good, and I'd be damned. Like I'm losing sleep, over this.
He did walk into the community room.
Yeah.
See,
earlier.
I
He's
know.
like, you guys, have you noticed? And we were like,
He's-
but actually, I have to give a quick shout out to Mad Moxie, my wife, and my Peanut. Hey, Peanut. She did say to me the other day, she
Yeah.
was like, "What's with the mom butt going on there?"
Yeah. So
You know.
Diaper
the
bottom.
thing is, like, trust me, the model itself, it's flawless, but it's the clothing, the base model clothing, the way that the folds hit on the rig, it's bad. Some have dubbed it diaper butt, and I get it.
Hey.
but it doesn't look great.
That's
And
mine.
so
I
that's
trademarked
another one of those
diaper
things,
butt.
and you guys know me. That shit bothers me, like constantly. And it doesn't help that when I jump into like a stream of someone and say like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on, guys?" and they're like, "When are you gonna fix diaper butt?" and I'm like,
Old diaper butt.
I'm like, I know, because it bothers me a lot. So, but it's just one of those things that we have to just kind of bump down the priority list and get some of the top bills stuff out of the way first. Well, we're running out of time here.
Yeah,
getting a little tight. So
Scotty Bot is failing me. I don't know if maybe we can get Gun Media helps to let us know if we drew a winner on the Mixer chat. If not, we will fix that. But right now, I'm going to draw a winner on our Twitch one.
if it's
Mr.
anyone
Big
from
Worm.
Slash and Cast, they don't get it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, instantly just disqualified.
Sharon Gann 086 has won the raffle on Twitch,
That's
and
cool.
we're waiting to see somebody. Doesn't show a winner on Mixer. Let's see here.
Well, congratulations.
Sharingan. My producer Rob says that I totally botched that. Sharingan. Sorry about that. Congratulations, Sharingan. Let's
Bogus.
see here.
I won that.
If I can get this raffle to draw on Mixer. No raffle in progress, it's saying.
Man.
Hang on, guys. It's only a 60-second raffle. We're gonna get this fixed because this is
Well, one thing to note too is on on these art books that we're giving away. I think Ronnie and I are going to sign one of those.
yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And the steel case version. I think we're going to sign one of those too.
Will you sign my steel case?
No,
You already did. Haha.
I signed your paycheck. Sort of.
I know.
Yeah, I don't think
it's
you actually
rigged.
signed
I know.
my
I
paycheck.
know. It's all digital, whatever, you know. So, but still.
Let's see, guys. I'm trying to fix this up for you on Mixer. If not, we're gonna just draw a name at random.
I mean, it's first stream.
Wait,
Yeah.
I got a winner here.
Oh, it came up on that side?
I got a winner here. We got Rogue X, Rogue with an X in it.
There we go.
You're our winner on Mixer. Gun Media Help. We don't seem to have the bot in chat right now. So, Gun Media Help, if you could just reach out to ROGXUE, looking like Rogue. Let them know that they won.
Congratulations to both
And,
of our winners.
Yeah. Now,
That's bogus.
let's see here. What else we got? We got any last... Guys, you can stop raffle in chat. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I failed you on the raffle thing. We're trying to give away cool stuff, though. But, folks, that's going to do it. Real quick before we get into our closing segment, I just want to let you guys know, thanks for hanging out. Our first episode of Beyond, I know we had our issues with some technical difficulties in the beginning, and now just, again, with some raffles because I suck. But
You do suck.
Beyond is going to be a weekly show where we hang out with you guys, answer as many questions as we can, try to touch base with you guys. If you have any questions that you did get answered now, reach out to us on socials. Maybe we can get our producer Rob to run the socials up on screen one more time. Reach out to us on socials, PM us on the forums, let us know what's up. And by all means, tune in next Tuesday for another episode of Beyond. Next Tuesday, I believe we're going to be talking about Layers of Fear and some of the cool things we have planned for that. I believe my two guests will be back, but if not, we'll have some amalgamation of gun people here to hang out and chat with y'all. We also have something else that's pretty exciting to announce real quick. We have Tales from the Stream coming on Thursday.
Yes.
Now, again, sticking with the horror comics vibe because we're a bunch of horror nerds and comic nerds, and I mean, we want to hang out and have a chance to hang out with you guys where we can just play some games and enjoy some horror games from either Gun Media or around the industry. You're going to be able to hang out and get cool stories, behind the scenes kind of stuff from us, just chatting, playing.
And sometimes
some games.
we're just discussing just stuff that's going on in horror in general. It may not be that we're actually playing a game or we're talking about a game. It may be film or something else that's just going on that we're like, hey, did you catch this? Did you catch that? Hey, chat, have you seen this trailer, that trailer? Stuff that we just think is cool and inspires us as a team. But the major focus is going to be, let's play some horror games together. And even talk a little bit about the process of when we made Friday,
Sure.
what's going on with layers, if that is appropriate to discuss. If somebody in the community wants to ask about it, we're down.
Kanan, thanks for
But the major
subbing, man.
focus
I
of that is,
appreciate
hey,
it.
Let's have some fun.
Welcome to
Let's hang
Worm
out
Nation,
together.
dude.
Let's play some video games.
Appreciate the sub,
And if
brother.
you don't mind, I'm going to let them know what we're doing on Thursday.
Please.
We're going to be playing the Resident Evil 2 remake on Thursday. It's going to be pretty rad. I actually haven't played it all yet because I'm waiting for that stream. I want it to be genuine. So, again, every Tuesday, Beyond, every Thursday, Tales from the Stream. And we're working on some other fun streaming stuff, which we'll talk to you guys a little bit more about later. But thank you for tuning in. If we didn't get to any of these questions, hit me up on the forums. We'll talk more. And, that's it from me. Maybe you guys want to say your little sign out.
Thanks for showing up, guys. Appreciate it. I look forward to continuing this and discussing more. And I think just before we close out here, Dan, I think there was something you wanted to share with the community.
Oh, people who killed themselves on Friday the 13th don't get to come back as Tommy.
There you go. So that's a pretty big one. Suiciders.
Suiciders.
Tommy.
If you
All
suicide
right,
at
thanks,
the end
guys,
of the
for tuning
game,
in.
you don't get to
We'll
come
see
back
you
as
soon
Tommy.
on,
That's awesome.
Thursday, check social for updates to when that stream is going to be going live, and we look forward to talking with you guys again soon. See you.
Take care,
Nice,
gang.
Gord.
Later, guys.
Nice, buddy. That's what it should be, anyway. That's what it should be. All right, guys, there Ian's had it. I do like the changes that I do like the changes that's coming to Jason. I do like the fact about if you suicide, you can't come back as Tommy. That's pretty awesome. Um, I do like the changes that they're making. I'm pleased with it. We'll see how the patch goes tomorrow, and we'll we will see what happens with it. Well, they didn't say it was a big announcements, KM. They just said it was a patch announcements. Get your panties out of the wad, buddy. But all right, guys, we will see y'all maybe later this evening or tomorrow. Either way, y'all have a blessed one. Thank y'all for tuning in. Much love to everybody. Be good.